The earth was still and quiet, the stars twinkling above like distant beacons of otherworldly civilizations, when Dr. Alara Miles first noticed the anomaly on her radar screen. It was past midnight, and she was the only one left in the remote monitoring station nestled in the heart of the Mojave Desert. The rest of her team had retired for the night, leaving her to her solitary vigil. Her eyes, a deep shade of hazel, flickered with excitement as the blip on the screen grew larger, more defined. A metallic object, unmistakably artificial and distinctly non-human, was entering Earth's atmosphere. The implications were enormous, the possibilities endless. Ilara felt her pulse quicken, her breath catch in her throat. Contact. Finally, after years of searching the skies, contact. Within hours, the site was swarming with military personnel, scientists from every conceivable discipline, and government officials, all trying to make sense of the visitor that had gracefully landed in the open expanse of the desert. The spacecraft was sleek and otherworldly, its surfaces smooth and iridescent under the floodlights that bathed it in an eerie glow. Ilara stood at the forefront of the assembled team, her expertise in astrobiology suddenly in high demand. The hatch of the spacecraft opened slowly, a hiss of escaping atmosphere mingling with the dry desert air. A figure emerged, tall and imposing, its skin shimmering with a translucent quality that seemed to absorb and reflect light simultaneously. The alien's eyes, large and luminous, surveyed the gathering crowd with an intense curiosity. It moved with a fluid grace, each motion deliberate and full of purpose. As it stepped forward, the crowd instinctively stepped back, a collective intake of breath filling the silence. "Greetings, Earth beings. I am Zorath of the Alari from the galaxy you term as NGC 1300. I come in peace and with curiosity," the alien spoke, its voice resonant and oddly melodic, echoing slightly in the open air. Ilara, overcoming her initial shock, stepped forward. "Welcome, Zorath. I am Dr. Alara Miles, and we are honored by your visit." Her voice was steady, belying the turmoil of emotions that raged within her. Zorath's gaze fixed on her, and a faint smile seemed to play upon its lips, if one could call them that. "You are the leader of this gathering." "Not exactly," Ilara chuckled softly, "but I am one of the scientists here. We are all here to learn from you, to exchange knowledge." "Curious," Zorath murmured, stepping closer to her. "You are different from the others. There is an energy about you." Ilara felt a chill as Zorath extended a hand, its fingers long and tipped with a soft glow. As the alien's hand touched her arm, a shiver ran through her body, involuntary and unexpected. The contact was cool, almost ethereal, and her skin prickled with a mixture of fear and fascination. "Human, why do you shiver when I touch you there?" Zorath asked, its tone laced with a blend of concern and a deep-seated curiosity. It's just a reaction," Ilara stammered, finding herself caught in the alien's intense gaze. "Humans often react this way to unexpected stimuli, especially from an unfamiliar source." "Fascinating," Zorath said, its eyes narrowing in what appeared to be a thoughtful expression. "I wish to understand more about your kind, Dr. Miles. Your biology, your emotions, your civilizations." Ilara nodded, her scientific mind racing with the implications of such an exchange. "And we wish to learn from you, Zorath. There is so much we can learn from each other." The beginnings of a dialogue, tentative and filled with the promise of mutual discovery, started under the starlit sky of the Mojave. As the first rays of dawn began to lighten the horizon, it was clear that this was just the beginning of a profound journey for both humanity and the Alari. In the secure confines of a specially arranged conference room, Ilara and her team prepared for an unprecedented session of knowledge exchange with Zorath. Arrayed with devices for recording and analyzing, the room buzzed with a subdued tension as Zorath settled into a position across from Ilara. The alien's presence was serene, its bright eyes scanning the equipment with intrigue. "We begin with the sharing of biological data," Ilara stated, directing her team to activate the scanners. "This will help us understand your physiology and perhaps pave the way for medical and scientific collaborations. Zorath nodded, its skin subtly shifting in hues, from a pale silver to a gentle blue. As the scanning beam swept over its body, Zorath explained, "Our biology is largely based on silicon. Unlike your carbon-based forms, we thrive on electromagnetic energy rather than organic sustenance." Fascinated, Alara noted the data flowing into the monitors, patterns and biological markers wildly alien to anything on Earth. "Your cellular structure is incredibly complex. It seems you have a form of bioelectrical integration that allows direct interaction with technology." "Correct," Zorath replied. "Our bodies are, in a way, living circuits. It allows us deep connectivity with our technology, almost at a thought's whim." The implications of such biology were vast, touching on fields from cybernetics to AI. Alara proposed, "A shared project could involve adapting some of your biotech interfaces to assist with human-technology interaction. It could revolutionize fields like prosthetics and machine operation." Zorath considered this. "A beneficial exchange. However, I am equally curious about your emotional spectrum. It is much varied and vivid compared to ours." To demonstrate, Alara discussed the psychological assessments usually conducted on astronauts. Emotions can be both a strength and a vulnerability in stressful environments. Our astronauts train extensively to manage emotions during missions. "Interesting," Zorath mused. "Alari emotions are subdued. We evolved to maintain equilibrium to survive our planet's harsh climates. Your emotional depth is intriguing." As the dialogue deepened, Alara introduced Zorath to various human cultural artifacts, music, art, literature, which illustrated the range of human emotions and cultural expressions. Zorath was particularly taken with classical music, finding the structure and vibrations resonating with its own sensory perceptions. "Music might be a universal bridge," Alara suggested, watching Zorath absorb the sounds of a Beethoven symphony. "It transcends language and species, it seems." As the session drew to a close, both parties arranged for further exchanges, setting the groundwork for a collaboration that could potentially bridge worlds. Zorath stood, its form shimmering slightly as it prepared to leave. "Your world, its complexities and vibrancies, they are compelling," Zorath confessed. "I am eager to relay this back to my people." "And we are just as eager to learn from you," Alara responded, her mind already racing with possibilities. As Zorath departed, she felt a profound sense of anticipation. The path ahead was uncharted, full of potential and promise, a testament to the enduring quest for knowledge and understanding. As the collaboration deepened, a small team of Earth's finest minds traveled with Alara to Zorath's spacecraft, anchored securely in a private government facility. The airlock hissed open, revealing corridors that hummed with a soft, pulsing light, the walls themselves seeming to breathe and shift subtly in color and texture. "Welcome to what we call the nest," Zorath explained as they ventured deeper into the ship. "This is where we nurture our technologies, much like you might cultivate plants." The team, equipped with portable scanners and various recording devices, followed Zorath into a chamber that resembled a high-tech greenhouse. Here, devices floated freely, suspended by invisible forces, and surfaces were alive with scrolling data and vibrant displays. "This is our biotechnological hub," Zorath continued, guiding them to a particularly active console. "Observe." With a mere gesture, Zorath activated the console, initiating a sequence that projected a holographic display of a complex molecular structure. "Is this a form of data storage?" one of the scientists asked, awestruck by the floating, spinning molecules. "More than that," Zorath replied. "These are memory molecules, capable of storing vast amounts of information in their bonds. We can teach you to harness this, to exceed the limits of your current digital technologies." Alara watched as her team interacted with the alien technology, their excitement palpable. Each discovery opened new possibilities, from advanced computing to enhanced data security. Meanwhile, Zorath showed Alara to a side chamber where more personal artifacts were kept. Here, items that looked like musical instruments, albeit of a very alien design, were displayed. Zorath picked up a slender, crystalline device that shimmered with internal light. "This is a Yalari," It translates thoughts into sound, Zorath demonstrated, the instrument emitting a haunting melody that filled the room with its ethereal tune. Alara was mesmerized. Could we integrate something like this with human neural technology? Possibly, Zorath acknowledged. It would require adapting your neural interfaces to interact with the Yalari's crystalline matrix. Back on Earth, preparations began for an experimental integration project. Human technology experts and Zorath's engineers worked together, merging earthly electronic interfaces with Yalari crystalline tech. The initial tests were promising, showing potential for a new form of communication device that could project thoughts as sound. In parallel, Zorath participated in human cultural exchanges, attending concerts and visiting museums, each experience carefully documented and analyzed. The Yalari were particularly fascinated by human creativity and its effects on emotional well-being. This exchange, Zorath noted during a debriefing, has shown us facets of human culture that are profoundly beautiful and complex. We see now how your emotions are deeply tied to your creativity. As the Earth Yalari project gained momentum, the global community watched with bated breath. The potential for a technological revolution was on the horizon, promising a future where thought, sound, and interstellar cooperation could create technologies previously dreamed of only in science fiction. In the shadow of these groundbreaking collaborations, an unexpected challenge arose. During a routine data exchange, a sudden surge overloaded the newly integrated systems, causing a temporary blackout at the facility. The incident was minor, but it underscored the fragile nature of merging such fundamentally different technologies. As the lights flickered back on, Alara convened an emergency meeting with her team and Zorath's engineers. "We need to address the compatibility issues at a fundamental level," she stated, pointing to the scorched panels where the surge had originated. "Our systems aren't used to handling the kind of energy your technology uses." Zorath, whose presence had become a reassuring constant, suggested, "Perhaps a deeper understanding of our energy modulation techniques would help. Let us explore the core principles of our power distribution." This led them to the Yalari ship's power core, a room where the air thrummed with contained energy. Zorath explained that their technology used a form of dynamic energy balancing, something Earth's current systems could not manage. "Our devices automatically recalibrate energy flow to prevent such surges. Your technology, as I understand, is more static." Fascinated by this revelation, Alara's team proposed developing a hybrid energy regulator that could dynamically adjust to the fluctuations of both technologies. Working closely with the Yalari, they crafted a prototype regulator designed to bridge the gap between the two systems. Meanwhile, the cultural and emotional exchanges continued to enrich the collaboration. Zorath attended a series of workshops where human emotions were not just discussed, but also evoked through various artistic expressions, including theater and visual arts. These experiences helped Zorath and its team grasp the human concept of emotional complexity, which in turn influenced their approach to the technological integration. During one such workshop, a performance artist used a mixture of dance and light to express the range of human emotions, from joy to sorrow. Zorath was visibly moved, its body shimmering with colors that shifted in rhythm with the performer's movements. "This form of expression," Zorath later reflected with Alara, "helps me understand why your people value diversity and variation. It brings a richness that is essential for growth, both personal and technological." Inspired by this insight, Alara suggested incorporating a similar concept of variability and adaptability into their joint projects. This approach led to innovations in the hybrid regulator, making it not just functional, but also adaptable to a range of energy levels and types, much like humans adapt to various emotional states. As the new regulator was installed and tested, the results were promising. The system stabilized, and the integration of technologies became more seamless, enhancing the performance and safety of all connected systems. The success of this phase of their partnership marked a significant milestone. It was a testament to the power of combining diverse perspectives and expertise to overcome challenges. The collaboration not only advanced their technological endeavors, but also deepened the mutual understanding between two vastly different cultures. setting a precedent for future interstellar cooperation. As the technological integration advanced, the human and Alari teams prepared for a public demonstration of their achievements. The global anticipation was palpable, as news outlets and scientific communities around the world awaited the unveiling of technologies that promised a new era of human advancement. The demonstration was set in a large auditorium, filled with diplomats, scientists, and representatives from various sectors. Ilara and Zorath stood together on stage, a testament to the collaboration that had brought them to this moment. Today, we showcase not only a technological leap, but also the bridge built between two species through understanding and mutual curiosity. Ilara addressed the audience, her voice echoing through the hall. The first demonstration was the dynamic energy regulator. The device, now sleek and refined, was connected to a series of machines that mimicked both Earth and Alari technologies. As the regulator adjusted seamlessly to the varying demands, the audience watched in awe. Screens displayed the internal metrics, showing real-time data of the energy flow and adjustments. The flawless performance drew a round of applause. Next, they presented the thought-to-sound translator, the Yalari. A volunteer from the audience was invited to think of a concept, which the device then translated into a beautiful, complex symphony of sounds. The music filled the auditorium, an audible representation of human thought, interpreted through Alari technology. Zorath took the moment to deepen the audience's understanding. This translator is more than a device. It is a symbol of our shared belief that thoughts and emotions, the very essence of our beings, can transcend the barriers of language and form. The climax of the demonstration was the unveiling of a small but incredibly powerful computing device that utilized Alari memory molecules. Capable of storing exabytes of data within a structure the size of a standard book, this technology was set to revolutionize data storage. Ilara presented the device, explaining its function and the potential it held for future applications in various fields, from medicine to quantum computing. The presentation concluded with a panel discussion where team members from both worlds discussed future projects and the implications of their work. Questions from the audience revealed a keen interest in the practical applications of these technologies, as well as their availability and integration into daily life. In the background, representatives of various industries engaged in discussions about partnerships and the licensing of the new technologies. The energy in the room was electric, charged with the promise of what these advancements could bring. As the event wound down, the teams gathered to debrief. The success of the demonstration had cemented the partnership's value, not only in scientific and technological realms, but also as a beacon of interstellar diplomacy and cooperation. Ilara and Zorath, now more colleagues than representatives of their respective species, discussed plans to establish a permanent joint research facility. This facility would not only further their technological ventures but also serve as a cultural exchange hub, fostering deeper bonds between humans and Alari. Reflecting on the day's success, Ilara felt a profound sense of accomplishment and optimism. The shared path they had embarked on was rich with potential, a testament to the enduring spirit of exploration and cooperation that defined both their peoples. In the weeks following the successful demonstration, the establishment of the joint research facility began, symbolizing a permanent commitment to shared growth and exploration between humans and the Alari. Located on a serene coastline, away from the urban sprawl, the facility was designed to be a fusion of Earth and Alari architectural philosophies. Its structures were sleek and efficient, yet harmoniously integrated into the natural landscape, representing the symbiotic relationship that had developed between the two species. Ilara was appointed as the director of the facility, a role she accepted with a mixture of pride and responsibility. Her first act was to organize an inaugural symposium, inviting experts from various fields to envision the future pathways for their collaborative work. The symposium opened with a series of talks by leading scientists from both worlds. They discussed cutting-edge research in energy sustainability, artificial intelligence, and space exploration. However, the highlight was the introduction of a new initiative called the Intercultural Innovation Program. This program was designed to facilitate deeper understanding and integration of Earth and Alari cultures. going beyond technology to embrace social and ethical dimensions. Zorath, speaking at the symposium, emphasized the importance of this cultural exchange. We have much to learn from each other, not only in science and technology, but also in our ways of seeing the world, of understanding our place in the universe. Meanwhile, the broader public reaction to the Ilari collaboration was overwhelmingly positive, with educational programs, media, and public forums bustling with discussions about the implications of interstellar diplomacy and cooperation. The facility soon became a beacon of hope and curiosity for many, drawing visitors from around the globe. As the months passed, the facility expanded its research scope. One of the most promising projects was a joint space mission planning to explore potentially habitable exoplanets. The mission would utilize combined human and Ilari technologies, including a new spacecraft propulsion system that reduced travel time significantly. Ilara often found herself at the shore, looking out at the ocean, contemplating the vastness of the task ahead. It was during one of these reflective moments that she was joined by Zorath, who had become not only a collaborator, but also a friend. "Look at how far we've come," Ilara said, gesturing towards the thriving facility behind them. "And yet it feels like we're just scratching the surface." Zorath nodded, its eyes reflecting the sunset. "What lies ahead is greater than any of us can imagine. This partnership, this friendship between our peoples, it's a canvas that's only just begun to be filled." The facility not only produced technological marvels, but also became a cultural landmark. It hosted art exhibitions, musical performances, and literary readings that featured both human and Ilari artists. These events were not just about display, but were dialogues in their own right, exploring themes of identity, existence, and cohabitation in the universe. As the final day of the symposium drew to a close, Ilara and Zorath stood before the assembly, proud of what they had achieved and eager for the future. They announced the next phase of their partnership, a larger, more ambitious plan to establish a series of similar facilities on other planets, each designed to foster collaboration between humans and other alien civilizations they might encounter in the cosmos. The commitment to joint exploration and mutual understanding resonated through every aspect of the facility's work, setting a new standard for what could be achieved when different worlds came together, united by shared curiosity and respect. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the gleaming buildings of the research facility, the lights within flickered on, casting a warm